which kind of hindered and required the building to be at the back of the site. That's basically it for, so at that point, staff suggested that he come in for a variance, being that there were several items associated with that site that would hinder the installation of that sidewalk.
Thank you. Do I need to take comments now from the, is the applicant here?
I'm here.
Okay, would you like to address the board?
I have my civil engineer with me. He'd be better to speak on it than I would.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Would you please come to the podium and state your name and your role?
Yeah, I'm Wes Bolin, with civil engineer for site design in Greenville. And I did a site plan for this and submitted for the variance request. I believe I set all the examples that meet all the standards for providing a variance for this property. One thing, it's in a business park that none of the other, this is the last lot developed in that business park. We're at the end of a cul-de-sac, and there's no other sidewalks along the streets of Howard Creek Drive. The parts that are problematic for our development and bringing this sidewalk to the site is the limited amount of property, that frontage that we have on the cul-de-sac. The grades are very challenging on this one, and so it grades and storm drainage and getting our detention pond in required us to put the building in one specific part of the site, and that is, and also to avoid all the wetlands and the stream buffers that we're providing. Adding the sidewalk would impact those items, and with the challenging grades on it, it would make it a little. It's fine for cars to drive up the driveway to the building, but for ADA accessibility, some of the slopes are steeper than 8% on that driveway, so it would. We would have to build some more ramps to get down to the Howard Creek Drive. One of the other, I provided some pictures of the other properties on here where we are on this site, and it just points out some of our site challenges and the existing conditions of Howard Creek Drive. And I'll be happy to answer any questions that the board may have on this business. So another one to put something out on the business. What kicked us into this part of the ordinance was being in an S1, a commercial building. We are more of a service industry businesses, which contractors, and we don't have the customer foot traffic like we do at a retail spot. So,
Thank you. Does anyone from the board have any questions?
Madam Chairperson, may I ask a few questions?
Yes, you may.
Mr. Bowen, was that
yes, sir. Wes Bolin.
just a couple quick questions for me, if you don't mind? I assume the curbing in the parking lot's all ADA compliant with the necessary ramps for ADA access and all that good stuff?
Correct, yes.
In the lot by the building, correct?
Yes, we're providing ADA parking spots, and once you get from the ADA parking spot, it's accessible to the building front door.
Good. And then would placing the long concrete walkway to the building actually increase the size of the retention pond due to additional impervious?
That is correct.
And one last question. Did you happen to do a layout, what it looks like with the long sidewalk, or no?
I did not get that far, but it would.
I'm just curious. I'm not trying to.
It would impact the location of the detention pond, and it created more challenges than than we had time to put in for this.
And this is, I'm also, sorry, one more question, sorry. This is also, am I seeing a retaining wall here along about 2/3 of the retention pond, is that right?
That is correct. That's because of the grade challenges.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chairperson, those are all my questions.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else have any questions? Okay. Do we have,
May I ask a procedural question to the staff? This is one variance that it's not two separate motions, correct?
It would be two separate motions, one for each variance.
Okay. So I was just confused because they're both listed as 224-01.
Correct, it's one application for two variances.
Okay.
procedurally, we can vote individually and together, correct?
Individual.
It has to be individual.
Well, I guess you,
The second one should have had some documents.
when that,
So it should be in contact with attached to the two. So it's gonna be a separate item.
Sorry, I'm not trying to make it more difficult, but I just,
so can they do them together?
They absolutely can.
So you can make a motion and vote for both of them together.
Okay, thank you, staff. At this time, is there any comments from the public?
Mr. Douglas is a fine businessman, and he should be in Fountain Inn.
Thank you, sir.
I'm his
All right.
pastor.
I would like to bring this variance to discussion to the board. Do I have a motion? I guess I move that we bring this to discussion.
You want staff recommendation first?
Yeah, staff recommendations.
I'm sorry, I apologize. Staff recommendations, please.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. So, due to the uniqueness of the site, to include the topography, the lot dimensions, the wetland buffers, stream buffers, and the stormwater detention pond, staff does believe that the request does meet the criteria outlined for a variance, and therefore, staff recommends that the Board of Zoning Appeals approve both variance requests, case number VAR 24-1.
Thank you. I apologize for my interruption of the flow of procedure. So now, I would like to bring this, I move that we have discussion regarding this variance.
second.
All right? Bird? Does anyone have any comments or discussion?
I said my piece. I think I'm good. Good.
I think it's very straightforward, and I do agree with the staff's recommendation that the topography and all the different conditions make it difficult. And so I do think that it's appropriate. So, now that we've had our discussion, do I have a motion?
Madam Chairperson, I'd like to make a motion that we approve both variances in item number VAR 2024-01.
Do I have a second?
Yes, second.
Second. All in favor, please raise your hand. All opposed? The motion carries. Is there any other further discussion or comments regarding this variance? All right, do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Agreed.
Second. Okay, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you for your time.
Easy peasy.
Now I gotta get the flow of the procedures down.
It's all good.